MMA fighting here at UFC 228, speaking to Brandon Davis, who fights Zabit Magomedsharipov on Saturday night. And Brandon, first thing, I mean, you called for this one on Twitter right after Yair's injury. How did this one come about? Was it as simple as that?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even know the fight was available, and somebody commented and said that I should get it, or Jason Knight or Shane Burgos, and I retweeted immediately and said, shit, you know I'm down, and I tagged Sean Shelby, Dana White, and everything. And then Alan texted me like 2 minutes later, and he was like, man, you want that fight? I said, do you think we can get it? He said, it's an opening, so there's a possibility. I said, fuck yeah, against Zabit. And he said, yeah. I said, hell yeah, let's do it. And then a week later, he called me up, and he never calls me. So he called me up, and he was like, I said, did I get the fight? And he was like trying to play it off. He's like, man, how you doing? I was like, good, man. We just got back from New Orleans getting these Harleys. He's like, you got the fight? I was like, hell yeah, let's get ready. So that happened about a week after I put that on Twitter.
Well, I mean, not a lot of guys are lining up to fight Zabit. That's kind of been one of the stories behind him, is how hard it's been to find opponents for him. Why is this one you wanted so badly? What was it about this?
I mean, I understand why. The dude's a beast. I mean, he doesn't have very many holes, but why not? We fight. So this dude's good, but he's not unbeatable. He's not a god or anything like that. So why not take the fight?
I mean, you're right, because when people talk about Zabit, it almost is as if they're talking about him as this future title contender. Is the hype around him justified in your mind, or is it a little overblown maybe?
No, it's justified. The dude's a beast. He's good on the ground. He's good on the feet. He's good wrestling. But like I said, he's a man. Anybody can get knocked out. Anybody can get beat any day.
Well, I mean, this is familiar territory for you, the short notice fight. Your first win in the UFC was UFC Austin. It was around the same time frame, 2 weeks. Is there something about the short notice fight that you like? Maybe is it easier in some way?
No, I just like to fight. I mean, I haven't fought in 3 months, so that's too long for me. But when I heard that, I tried to get the fight with him before he was even known by all these people. He is having his first fight in the UFC, and I sent out a tweet. And I said, Sean Shelby, if anybody backs off this card, then let me get it. And literally the same day as week's notice, his opponent backed out, and that's UFC Rotterdam. And I tweeted and I said, let me get this. And I sent it to Sean Shelby and Alan Belcher, my manager, and they didn't give it to me. They said, we got something special set up for you against Kyle Bochniak. And then so I ended up going and I lost that fight. But so this isn't the first time I tried to get the fight. It isn't like, oh, man, he's number 15 now. Let me get him. I mean, he had an opening before. I didn't know he was. I watched his fights, and I said, let me get that fight. He stands and bangs like I stand and bang, so whenever somebody does that, I always have a chance to win.
Well, you ain't kidding. You like to fight. I mean, this is your first year in the promotion. This is already number 4 for 2018. The record is 5. It's held by a couple people, Don Cerrone, Neil Magny, among others. Is that something you're shooting for? Do you feel like you want one more this year, tie this record in your first year in the promotion?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I can go out here, win this fight, and win decisively and not take any damage, which would be ideal, then I was planning on, like, Sean Shelby, let me get on that November 10th card in Denver with my boy Cowboy, go out there and train with them. And then my fiance was like, what? We're having a baby November 8th, and she was, like, crying. She was like, no. And then my buddy Jason Knight fights the week before, November 3rd, so she was crying about me going to that. So I had to try to figure out some time. So I'm guessing my time frame would be a little different. Probably try to get on that December 29th card. And, if I win, I mean, that's the plan.
Yeah. Well, hey, how does it happen, man? How do you get it? How are you able to pull off the upset against Zabit on Saturday night?
Keep it standing and punch him in the face. I mean, that's the plan. Keep it standing, punch him in the face. If we go to the ground, try to submit him. I mean, it's a fight. Like I said, if I can hit him hard, most of the time they usually try to take me down after that. I mean, nobody tries to stand with me all 3 rounds. It hasn't happened yet. Steven Peterson even tried to take me down 10 times in the fight. So I plan on him trying to take me down as well, just how it goes.
Hey, it's as simple as that. I appreciate the time, man, and good luck.